November's trading post brought us quite a few food-related transmog, which made me think, how many more are there in WoW actually? So I decided to make a list of all food and drinks related transmog in WoW. This will be mostly weapons and cloaks, so let's begin. First, one-hand axes. Glutton's Cleaver. This is a cleaver with some blood on it, perfect for any chef or butcher transmog. This drops from the boss Mushlump in Razorfen Downs, which can be found in the Southern Barrens. Meat Cleaver. This is a clean cleaver but a crude one with modern texture. You can buy this in your garrison after building a level 1 inn from Madison Clark for Alliance and Morgue for Horde. You will need at least 100 points in Warlords of Draenor cooking though. Servant Splitter is another clean but different looking meat cleaver. This drops from Rahl the Gluttonous in the Waycrest Manor dungeon in Drustvar. The last axe is the smoked ripstick from the trading post. Moving on to one-handed maces. Last year's mutton is a piece of meat on a bone, while last month's mutton is a piece of meat on a bone with a bite taken out of it. These are two different maces, but you can buy them both at the Darkmoon Fair from Rona Greenteeth for 1 ticket each. As of making this video, the Darkmoon Fair is still up till the 8th of November, so you can grab it quickly now if you want. Hurley's Tankard drops from Hurley Blackbreath in Blackrock Depths, which can be found inside the Blackrock Mountain in the Burning Steppes. Magoo Hurt is a classic wall drop, which means you can also buy it from the auction house. Cookie Standardizer is a rolling pin, which drops from Captain Cookie in the Dead Mines, which can be found in the Westfall. Steel Scale Crushfish is a fish in your hand. You can fish this up on the Darkmoon Island or Northern Stranglethorn or the Wetlands, but you can also buy it from the auction house, but it will be expensive. Broken Wine Bottle, as the name tells you, is a broken bottle in your hand. You can fish this up in the Northern Barrens at this location or buy it from the auction house. Simple Gold Dragon Goblet, Simple Silver Dragon Goblet, Jeweled Gold Dragon Goblet, and Jeweled Silver Dragon Goblet all can be purchased from Unatos after reaching Renown 3 with the Valdrakken Accord faction. You'll find Unatos in Valdrakken at this location. Dasher's Trophy Fish or the Stinkrod Smasher share the same model, and it's a big fish with silly jiggle physics in your hand. Dasher's Trophy Fish you can get from the Hallowfall Fishing Derby, from Captain Oathmit in Hallowfall on Saturdays. The Stinkrod Smasher comes from the Island Expeditions, or you can buy it from the auction house. The Extra Large Leek is a big leek in your hands, which can be fished up in any of the War Within zones. It can be sold on the auction house as well. Tuskar Clobbering Board looks like a big chopping board. You can get this by reaching Renown 4 with the Ishkara Tuskar faction. You can buy it in the Azure Span. Side Splatter Mace is a frying pan with some foul-looking eggs on it. This comes from a quest called This Means War, which is part of a quest chain in the Western Plaguelands. The quest chain starts at Argent Officer Garush for Horde in Tirisfal and Argent Officer Pureheart in Western Plaguelands for Alliance. The Tremendous Tankard of Terror is a tankard that comes from the Brewfest event, but you can buy it from the auction house all year round. Then we have the Bunch of Orange Carrots, Ears of Yellow Corn, and Bunch of Green Chilies from the trading post. There is one singular fist weapon that I felt like is worth mentioning, which is the Tuskar Ulu Knife. Ulu knives are typically all-purpose, but were also used to cut food, so I wanted to include it. You can buy this after reaching Renown 4 with the Ishkara Tuskar. Moving on to daggers. Neurosurgeon's tool uses the same model as the Glutton's Cleaver, but this is classed as a dagger instead of an axe. This comes from a quest called Smartsy Smarts, which is part of a quest chain that starts in the Southern Barrens. You can start it at Calder Grey, but only as a Horde player. Dragon Dinner Knife and Dragon Dinner Fork are once again tied to Valdrakken Accord Renown 3, so you can also buy these from Unatos in Valdrakken. Barman's Skewer is another broken bottle weapon which drops from a rare called Barman Bill, who can be found in Tiragard Sound. Broken Silver Snap bottle comes from a quest called Drinks on the Rocks from Bono Goodgroove in Swamp of Sorrow. Stale 13 Grain Loaf is a half-eaten red dagger from the trading post. The only two-handed sword I found is the pristine Great Steak Knife from the trading post. The only two-handed mace I found was the Hivebreaker's Dipper, which is a mace covered in honey which comes from Bank Busby in Cinderbrew Meadery. Staves. Conifer Cone Staff is sort of a corn-looking staff, but I've also read it's meant to be a pine cone, so I'll leave it up to your imagination. This is a Wrath of the Lich King wardrobe, so you can buy it on the auction house. Shadowwing Focus Staff is a bit more red, but also corn staff, which can drop from Firemaw in the Blackwing Lair raid, which can be found in the Blackrock Mountains. The Shadowpen Watcher Keg is a staff with a keg and a teapot on the top and comes from the trading post. I didn't include the Brewmaster Monk artifact weapons because they can only be used by monks. Polearms. Big Gold Spoon and Big Gold Fork come from the trading post. Offhands. Ornate Drinking Stein is a wool drop in your garrison through the level 3 fishing hut. You can also buy it from the auction house. Rolling Pin. You can buy this from Nam Ironpaw at the Half Hill Market for 50 Ironpaw tokens. Red Wine Glass, which is half full with wine, and Wine Glass, which is an empty wine glass, can be both purchased from Christy Stockton from Dalaran for 32 copper each. Unidentified Cooking Utensil is another frying pan, but this time as an offhand with nothing in it. This comes from a quest called The Titan's Terminal. You can do this in Old Darkshore from Junior Archaeologist Ferd to travel to Old Darkshore Tark to Zidorbi. Mokmorok's Grog Bottle comes from a quest called Mokmorok's Concern, which can be picked up from, well, guess what? Overlord Mokmorok in Dustfallow Marsh. Symbol of Transgression is a really cool chalice that has liquid pouring out of it. You can loot this from Jaraxxus in the Trial of Crusader raid, which can be found in Icecrown in Northrend. Terrific Tankard of Terror comes from Brewfest and once again can be bought on the auction house all year round. Petrified Camel Haunch is another piece of meat with the bite missing out, but as an offhand this time. This is a Catazone wool drop, so it can be bought on the auction house. Shadowline Chalice is similar to the one from Trial of Crusader, and I'd say significantly harder to cut, as it's kind of tied to the avowed reputation in Revendreth. If you want to start this, talk to Archivist Fane in Revendreth and follow his quest chain until you find the Crypt Key quest, and then you can start farming keys for the crypts which might contain this offhand. Surplus Limb is an entire hand. I'm sure this counts as a food for some individuals, right? Or you could use this extra hand to press the subscribe button. And while you do that, I might as well tell you that this drops from Gluth or Patchwork in Naxxramas, and it's obviously not a food item, duh! Egg Basket is a basket of Easter eggs, but unfortunately only available during the Noble Garden event, as in you can't even transmog it outside the event sadly. Garlic Nuts is a really cool offhand that comes from a quest chain in Hallowfall, starting with Hungry in Hollow Quest, which you can pick up from Helmut Aegisax in Hallowfall. Sears Feinstein is a classic wool drop, but mostly from Shadowfang Keep, but also can be bought from the auction house. Flesh and Bone. If you can't afford the Petrified Camel Haunch, this offhand got your back, as it looks quite similar. It comes from a horde-only quest called No Escape. The quest chain for this starts with Sylvanas Windrunner in Silver Pine Forest, called Rice Forsaken. Copper pot stew, bunch of orange carrots, ears of yellow corn, and bunch of green chilies come from the trading post. I have found only 2 shields, kind of. One is the orange Brewfest Bulwark, which you can only buy during the Brewfest event, and the other one is the copper pot lid from the trading post. At last, cloaks. Rustic, tan, dark, and burgundy fisherman's pack are all backpacks filled with fish. They all come from Renowned 16 with the Ishkara Tuskar reputation. You can find the vendor in the Azure Span. Hollowed Furbog Food Pack, which is a backpack with fish and herbs, comes from reaching honored with the Winterpalt Furbogs in the Azure Span. You can buy it from Kazi. Hollowed Winterpalt Food Bag, once again, comes from the Winterpalt Furbogs reputation, but you will need Rivered for this one. Chance Stormsalt's keg is a big keg on the back that came from Miss of Pandaria Remix, unfortunately unobtainable today. Half Hill Farmer's backpack is a big backpack with a chicken on top, with an egg basket and a pan on the side. This sadly also came from Mob Premix, so unobtainable today. The last item is a wearable copper pot lid, which comes from the trading post. And that's it for this big list of food and drinks related transmogs. I hope you enjoyed this video because it was a lot of fun putting this together. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't yet as well. I'll catch you all next time. Bye bye!